frozen. Bro.
Couple of teams here who began the year with wins. Let's see who can make it 2-0 as off we go in week 2. Has this at the 6. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. They'll take over at the 39-yard line. Nice return there.
At their own 39-yard line.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Huge gain and a first down.
I don't know if we want the audio though. Alright.
Here from the 40. 1st and 10 now. Here's Daniels. That is caught by Brian Thomas Jr. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
First down, New Orleans.
Now Daniels off the play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he made the most of his running room on that one, getting it down to the 27. He finds him 7 yards. That's going to bring up 3rd and 10.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Daniels throwing on 3rd. He throws a bullet to the center of the field. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. So that brings up 4th and long. Up and good from Blankenship. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
A dependable kicker, man, that is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
He fields it from the 8. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Oh, hang on there. Hang on a moment. Looks like we've got an injured player on the kick return. They're going to check on him now.
Here we go, here we go.
Right to the air, Burrow. Got a man, it's Marvin Mims. They drop him with a big hit. And at least he's able to hold on for the gain, but boy, Brock, what a shot.
Here we go.
The first carry now for Jonathan Brooks. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
An offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on 3rd and short.
And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
It's about the simplest play in the playbook, and they execute it like it was drawn up. That push gets them the 1st down.
On first down, here's Burrow. It is Cup, left side. And he didn't get much time to secure it as he takes a shot. Good job to even hang on through that catch there.
Here we go.
On second down, it's Brooks. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Again, it's Brooks. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Javon Dexter escorted him to the ground. A 4-yard pickup, and they're just inches shy as we reach third down.
Here we go, here we go.
Running once more with Brooks. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
They sure are moving in early, Brock. Here's a new set of downs at the opposing 43. First down, Burrow to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up. So that's 1 quarter gone in a battle of NFC South.
I'm fine, ready?
We're ready to go with the second quarter. It's Panthers football. They have 2nd and pretty long here. Mims with the grab. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Third down run with Brooks. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that'll be good for a Carolina first. Now a shotgun handoff to Brooks. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Play action now, Burrow. It's caught right side by Johnson. And he takes it in, touchdown Carolina! The Panthers finish off their opening drive. Now it's Will Reichert on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Panthers one up the opposing field goal. They start with 7 on their opening drive. The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. Here's a return from the 7. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Play fake here, Daniels. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. Give him 32 on the play. And the Saints are going to have a first down. 1 play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. On first down, here's Daniels. He throws a bullet down the left sideline. And he has it along the sideline, but he got a little too close to that edge. They're going to say he's out of bounds. We've got 2nd down.
You hear defensive coaches preach this all the time about not giving up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. They're going to need to stay vigilant because he's definitely a receiver who can take the lid off of a defense.
Still on his feet. Catch is made down the right sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 31-yard play. And that's good for a New Orleans first down. They'll run the counter. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Daniels escapes the pocket. And not quite a touchdown, but he's down to the 4 before going out. They find 7 yards, and now they've got first and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
Hey, I get it on first and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Started a little slow, but we've arrived at the 2-minute warning. And it's the Saints, who only need a couple on 2nd and 2. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him 2 yards on the run, and that leaves them just inches short for 3rd down.
This is why it's so important not to overcommit to the team's lead runner. It went to a secondary ball carrier, and they cut him down for a big red zone stop.
Daniels, 3rd and goal. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans! The Saints get some late points and the lead. Now Harrison Butker for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Saints push their lead to 3. Butker on now to kick this one away. Here's Smith on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Burrow out of the shotgun. To the left side, it's pulled in by Waddle. And that is a big hit right after that catch, so the play limited to maybe just a couple yards. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. On target to Waddle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Finds Mims. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. Panthers moving quickly, trying to get set at the line. Metcalf's got it, complete. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. Now Carolina's going to take a timeout. That's its 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. To throw again, it's Burrow. Has it down close. He has the Carolina touchdown. So Brock, good work there to finish off the drive in the end zone and retake the lead.
You just get this feeling every once in a while in games, this sucker's going to be a back-and-forth football game. So what a great job offensively to jump out in front here in the first half of play.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And no return here, and this is a touchback, and the ball's going to come out to the 20. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. Looking to throw. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. Just before halftime, we get a timeout. Take it. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. One final shot before halftime. He's on the move. On the move, looking deep down the middle. He's got it deep downfield. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half.
Harrison Butker set to kick off.
Butker on now to kick this one away. Starting from the 5. Now bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30.
Oh, there's no question about it, Kate. That just infuses everybody. A little more bounce in your step now, both in and out of the huddle. And you want to pay off your special teams that sets you up for success.
Gun.
A carry by Brooks to start the drive. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
Pickup of 6.
Here we go.
Brings up second.
One of the tight ends in motion left.
Here we go.
On the give, it's Brooks. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2.
Brings up
Here we go.
3rd and 2.
Hands off here for Brooks. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That's one of those plays, Kate, as an offense, it just sticks with you a little bit. It bothers you that you just can't convert on a very manageable down and distance. And on the other side, well, it sure gives you some confidence defensively to get off the field.
Get set. 11.
Looking to throw. He's got it to his running back. There he goes on the right side. To the house. Touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers grow the lead coming out of halftime. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. This one's going to bounce into the end zone and will end as a touchback. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Daniels. Buys time, rolling right. He tucks it and takes off. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Working quickly here. First and 10 now. Here's Daniels. He's going deep this time. That's caught at the 25. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints start the second half with some needed points. Xavier Worthy, the touchdown. So the Saints offense staying on the fields. They're going for 2. And they get the 2-point conversion. He's in the lead, only a field goal now. Well, he just caught them the touchdown, Brock. Defense obviously aware of him as they line up for 2. How did they lose him? How did they get it right back to him for the conversion?
Because he's that good. In moments like this, Kate, it's not even about the play, it's about the player. And when you got a player of this caliber, you find every way to get it to him. And just because he scored the touchdown doesn't mean you don't go right back to that well. I love it.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
Brooks on the give, headed right. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Well, his first real mistake, that's intercepted. DJ Turner comes up with it.
Oh, the QBs in this league, they love their slot guys. We see it all over the NFL, that close relationship between quarterback and slot receiver. They play in such chemistry. But then when you get a defender that can get in the middle of it and mix it up and read and react in that kind of way, you get interceptions right out of the slot. That is a job well done. Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
They send the tight end in motion. 2nd down and 10. Daniels. He sends this one to the end zone. And he brings it in for a New Orleans touchdown. The Saints pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Brian Thomas Jr., the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Butker on now to kick this one away. Here's Smith on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return.
On one, ready?
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Burrow setting up the play action. It's caught Metcalf. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Straight ahead, here's Brooks. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Here we go.
This is Brooks heading left. Works the sideline inside the 35. And he has this all the way down to the 29-yard line. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And it'll give the Panthers a 1st down. Now Akers. And it's a 3-yard gain through the traffic. Tackle made by Cole Bishop. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
On one, ready? Get set. Stop.
Burrow from the gun. Chased out to his right. No place to go, so he just threw it away.
You hear so many programs all around the league talk about it's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. And right there, he understood it's all about the ball, and I'm not going to risk a turnover, wisely throwing it away.
And he didn't get enough into that throw. That's low and incomplete, so they're going to be facing 4th down coming up. Will Reichert now to try the field goal. Ball on the right hash, the distance 43 yards. Smith able to put it through. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. This return starts at the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Now Daniels off the play action. That's Thomas, he's got it. Brushes him off with ease. A big 34-yard pickup there. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
You know, Kit, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good...
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Daniels back to throw. Got a man, it's Thomas. And he's out of bounds just short of the 30. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for a New Orleans first down. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. They put a receiver in motion here left. Daniels on first down. Forced out to his right. Throwing this back in the end zone. They connect on the deep shot. And he brings it in for a New Orleans touchdown. The Saints grow the lead to 7. Brian Thomas Jr., the touchdown. His second scoring catch of the game. That one splits the uprights. And the Saints grow their lead to 8. Butker on now to kick this one away. Here's Smith on the return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Burrow to the air now. Called in by Waddle. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 45.
Burrow setting to throw. Completes it to his running back. Here's Jonathan Brooks. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. 3rd and short, it's Burrow. Oh, trying forcing it to the slant. It's intercepted. And the Saints are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
Well, obviously not the cleanest game with now 2 interceptions, but here's the key. This is where mental toughness for a quarterback becomes so critical. And frankly, why some of the best QBs playing today have baseball in their background, because you flush your mistakes. Okay, you strike out, you throw an interception, but you got to go get it in that next series. Got to put these interceptions behind and press forward ahead. That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Cut at the 10-yard line. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints have a commanding 14-point lead now in the 4th. Brian Thomas Jr., the touchdown. His 3rd through the air this game. That one right down the middle. And the Saints lead by 15 now.
Harrison Butker set to kick off.
Butker on now to kick this one away. Here's Smith on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down.
Here we go.
Another try following the sack. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. DJ Turner comes up with it. And the Saints are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
There's some serious self-scouting going on right now. What is this quarterback not seeing that has led to these 3 interceptions in just this game? And then overall, what is this offense doing that has this defense clued in coverage-wise to every route combination they're trying to throw?
To the sideline and brought in by Worthy. And he's going to be just inside the 10 before he goes out.
Well, that one came with a high degree of difficulty. Had to balance focusing on the catch, keeping those feet in bounds.
2nd and 3 now. Trying the right side. And that's a huge hit there, but he's still able to power through enough for a 1st and goal. They give it to him again. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. They don't pick up anything there, and now it's 2nd and goal.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on 1st down. More to come.
Ball still at the 3 as they get set for 2nd and goal. Here's Daniels. Escapes out to the left. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And that brings up 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Here's Daniels. On the move, headed right. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints have likely locked up the win right there. Jaden Daniels with the touchdown. Butker with the extra point. And the Saints grow the lead now to 22 points.
Panthers 24. Harrison Butker set to kick off.
Butker on now to kick this one away. Here's Smith on the return. And he's walloped just as he gets across the 25. What a hit. He's down shy of the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. That one's caught along the left sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. And they pick him off again! And the Saints will take over as he records his 1st interception of our season. Oh, man, Brock, those other leaders on that sideline, they've got to sit him down and calm him down. 3 consecutive drives now where he's thrown an interception.
Yeah, this defense is just all over him, seeing every throw, anticipating these routes before they're even run. When he's dropping back to throw, and I know this feeling, it's horrible as a quarterback. It feels like there's 20 defenders out there on this defense.
Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. He throws a bullet deep to the right. This is caught inside the 15. And he's all the way home. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints keep adding to that 4th quarter lead. Xavier Worthy, the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Extra point by Butker is up and good. And the Saints continue piling on to this lead.
Panthers 24. Harrison Butker set to kick off.
Butker on now to kick this one away. Fields the hard squib kick. The tackle's made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10.
Here we go. Time.
Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Complete to Mims. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Buying some time right. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
You need to buy your receivers enough time to get open along their route, and your quarterback enough time to find and hit them with the throw. When the line doesn't hold up, incompletions follow.
He rolls to his right. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. Had the window to go deep, but just couldn't make it happen. Now it's third down.
Here we go.
To throw again, it's Burrow. Gets this to Johnson. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. Now we get a timeout by the Panthers. It's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Lengthy fourth down try here. They need 6.
Gun. Shot.
Trying for it with Burrow. He finds him beyond the marker. And he nearly gets to the 25 before going out. They find 21 yards and get the first down. Oh, baby, what a call to go for it on 4th. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Saints are going to have it after his second interception of the season.
I know he started to play as a defender, but gosh, he looked good, didn't he? Running it back, he looked like a receiver navigating on that return. The way he saw the field, evaded obstacles, and he chewed up yardage in the open space. It'll make those offensive coaches and teammates proud. We've seen defensive players get touches on occasion. I think he just gave himself maybe a look on that side of the ball down the road.
So this a win on the road for the Saints. And they can be proud of their exploits on the road and overall so far this season as they improve to 2-0. So for Brock Heward and all of our crew, I'm Kate Scott, wrapping up another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Saints as we say so long from Charlotte.